Come and get started on a new mission, a new direction, a new intention. Welcome to 5.8G Alive at Connections 50 Plus. I am Terri Ann Joseph Brathwaite.
And I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, catering to all your prospects in the third act of life.
Economic well-being, social gratification, personal fulfillment.
Join us on Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Connections 50 Plus Facebook page, YouTube channel,
and on Gael the Caribbean. Good evening and welcome to 5.8G Alive. It's Wednesday evening and you're tuned in on Facebook or YouTube, and therefore you know about Connections 50 Plus. I am Terri Ann Joseph Brathwaite, one of the co-creators of Connections 50 Plus that is bringing you 5.8G Alive. And with me, as usual, my friend and colleague.
Hi everyone, welcome. Thanks for joining us. I am Jennifer Gibbons Joseph, the co-creator of Connections 50 Plus.
Great. So listen, Carnival finished, Lent starts, all kinds of things happening, but we are still continuing on turning points. And today we have a guest, but before we get into the guest, we could talk a bit about how we turn in different corners, because our guest is one of the people who is guiding us on our turning notions, Jennifer.
Yes, and I'm looking forward to this interview because for me it is so important. This turning point for me was a real turning point. So yes, Terri Ann, and so our special guest, we would share, of course, how both of us made that turning point.
Okay. So before we get into our guests, we want to share some little videos and stuff. So and Jennifer has spoken about it, that she does swimming and so on. So I don't think I would have mentioned that I would have joined Jennifer in swimming at the Northeastern Swimming Academy. So we have both made such great progress. And we do in our very different ways. We had very different motivations for being there, but great progress was made. And we have some clips and a short interview with our coach and the head of Northeastern Swimming Academy. And we want you to take a look at your two swimming angels or swimming. Just have a look at Jennifer and I in the pool, and then our interview with Abby, and then we'll begin talking to our guests.
Hi everyone, I have started my swimming and I am continuing without any more fear.
So Abby,
Hi.
what is the experience of dealing with us? What have you seen in terms of where we started and where we've ended up?
Much better. a wonderful experience teaching you and Miss Jennifer. I must say, first of all, it's a learning experience for me because you all are my first group of seniors, right? Meeting you guys at your point of need was important, not just for me, but for you. Understanding how you feel, where you at physically, mentally, that was part of the process for your journey. And you guys have been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Your progress has been steady, has been consistent throughout the class. And the ultimate goal is definitely to move to aquatic freedom, right? And then to overcome fear if that was a need. Yeah.
And what did you understand the need to be?
With you, Miss Terri?
Yeah. With us both. One at a
You were
time.
confident, right? For you, it was the technical aspect of it, for you to understand what your body can do and what it can't do. Understand its limits and control, and everything else flow naturally for you. So when you got that part of it, and understanding as well as cause and effect within a skill and a stroke, and you got that, everything else flowed and connected naturally.
And for Miss Jan?
Miss Jan's issue in the beginning was overcoming a fear that she gained from in the past. All right. We are steadily making progress with that, and she's doing wonderful. She takes time to understand how she feels, what she feels at that time, and I give her the space to do so. With that, hence the progression we have made. We understand too fully that she's more comfortable on her back versus her face being in the water. So yes, we're still progressively doing exercises and different practices with her, getting her face in the water and more comfortable and building her confidence there. But we also do a lot of work with her on her back, seeing that she's more comfortable there. So she's gonna continue learning to swim on her back while we're doing simple practices, improving and building her confidence with her face in the water.
Beautiful. And swimming seniors, this whole decision we took to come into the water, learn to swim, what would you say to other seniors like ourselves? What does this do for us?
It's empowering and it's liberating. It's not about thinking that I can't do this, because there is nothing that a person can't do in their lifetime. That's just my point of view. All right? It's about having an open mind and giving it a try. If you want to be more physical, if you want to improve your fitness, or if you just want to reduce stress, at the end of the day, swimming is the way to go, because it's low impact and it puts you in a good mental space and it places you in a good mood at the end of the day. So, join in.
Good. Now, can you tell us more about Northeastern Swimming Academy and yourself?
My name is Onika Moses. I am the person behind Northeastern Swimming Academy. We started just over a little 5 years ago. We teach children from all ages and ability, including persons with disability. We started as early as 2.5 years, all the way and straight into adults. Our days of operation are Tuesdays and Thursdays, Saturdays and Sundays. And
Good.
that's about it.
So, why should people trust Onika Abby Moses with their lives in a swim pool?
So, not just because my background is in life saving, because I was a lifeguard for about 10 years, right? It's about knowing, I give people a space to express themselves, to be heard, to be seen. That's what we do here. Our classes are small. We don't do huge classes. So it's just about always from beginners into all our classes. It's just about 5 to 7 children, sorry, within a class, right? And as I said before, if you need to be seen, if you need to be heard, and to express yourself freely, all right, here is the place for you. It's never a rush process, because we understand that every child or every individual's ability is different to that of their peer. So we go slow and we take our time, because we want every student that comes into us totally 100% comfortable, totally 100% understand what he and she is being taught, and be able to execute it in the water confidently.
Great. And seniors who would be interested in joining Jen and I mean, what does Northeastern Swimming Academy offer them? Is it customized? Is it tailored? Is it?
With every person that comes to us, we do a simple assessment. And that assessment is simply asking you, can you place your eyes in the water? Based on how you respond to that, then a lesson plan is tailored to you. Example, with Miss Jen, when she first started, knowing what her fear was, the lesson plan was tailored to her need. Likewise, Miss Terri, it was tailored to her need. So every individual that comes into us, senior and otherwise, even though we do have a scheme of work in place, we do a lesson plan to tailor to that person's need.
Good. And it's okay, people can have single classes, or is everyone committed to going into a group?
No, we do have single class available, or what we say private one-to-one, outside of group classes, but it's always based on availability. But because our classes are so small, a lot of people in the recent time has stuck with group class because our class is small, and we still meet the person at their point of need. So it's not about, because you've been in a group class, you have to keep up or do exactly what your swim peer is doing or your swim buddy is doing. It's at that point in time knowing that my lesson plan is different to the person who's learning next to me, and everybody cheer each other on, everybody is very supportive of each other and give each other a high five during the class and after class.
So Jennifer, what was this experience?
Fantastic. I would not have been still doing the swimming if it wasn't for Abby. And let me tell you, without shame, I could not even step in from the steps into the water. I froze when she said, go in and put your face in. And here I am, after a couple of lessons, very happy. And actually, I'm not stopping, I'm continuing. Awesome.
Beautiful.
I feel really comfortable because I'm going at my pace.
Excellent. Good. Jennifer, I think that whole experience with swimming has been such a great experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And yeah, go ahead, Jen.
No, I really look forward. As I said, I continue. So I do the swimming twice a week. And Terry, and it is just, it's great for my mind, body, and soul. Because when I finish, I say, okay, I achieved, like I'm moving forward, definitely moving forward. And I feel very good about it. My body, I feel, yes, I just take a little rest again and start back. But I am enjoying the experience. It's a great experience to me.
So we thought it would be great to bring Abby along, and so let's step in tune and hear from our coach. She'll give you the inside scoop as to what we were really doing. So enjoy this.
Hi, as mentioned, we have a special guest this evening. And our special guest is
Onika Moses.
And Oni is director and owner of the Northeastern Swimming Academy. And the reason we have Abby here, let me tell you, I'm very, very excited about it. because we are, we have been encouraging our cohort, you all our followers to do something, to get out there and be more active and involve yourself in whatever type of recreational, activity that you want to do. And Abby is here because I decided that because one of my greatest fears was swimming, getting into that water. If I go by the sea, I remain on the beach, scared to get into the water. And, if I go by the pool again, that fear, because something in my early childhood just prevented me from, water is something I fear. So let me just say. And I thought it would be nice one to, at this stage in life, to get over that fear and also to get involved in swimming, because swimming for me would really help in all my different issues with, the threat of rheumatoid. I always fall in love. So, etc. So I thought swimming would be nice for me to go have fun, relax, and while I'm doing that, get myself very active and very fit. So Abby is here because when I looked, I actually researched and see like what swim club or who I can go to. And I liked when I read Abby's, her ad, and I decided to join and take along a friend, and let me take it from there. So welcome, 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 Abby. That was a little ramble, but welcome very much. We really appreciate you coming just to share how, about your swim classes and how as adults that we can get more involved in such a recreational activity.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me, Miss Tarian and Miss Jennifer. Now, for the little background there with you, reminding persons of your situation before you made the decision to start. It is an absolute pleasure and honor to be hosted by you two, not just teaching you guys at one point in time, but to be and share this space with you guys. Thank you.
Great, great. And the thing about it is, for listeners, Jennifer got involved in swimming and was talking about her swimming. And for a very different reason, I got involved. I have typically been active with walking and hiking and all kinds of stuff. And well, everybody know the story of Terri and her knees. So I decided I am no longer into that kind of activity. Found myself for about a year with no activity. Loved swimming, cannot swim. I am one who jumps in the water and could keep myself afloat and do some things with my hands and my legs, and I happen to propel forward and back. But as we discovered, technique was absent. So I used to think I could save myself. So I decided after listening to Jennifer and so on to take this opportunity to go to Northeastern Swimming Academy to, first of all, learn to swim and start my exploration in swimming for fitness. And
Yes.
one thing that I liked about the academy is the intimacy of it, the lack of crowds, and the fact that you truly, Abby, take every individual at their own pace. And I'm happy to say that, well, I've been through the process. I think my technique okay, and I might be able
This
to
is
move on to better things.
That's right. As a beginner, you've done well, and you're definitely good and ready to move on and explore other options in the world of swimming. Because your swimming education is something that is continuous. So it's always something, not just about fitness and overall well being, but if you want to branch off into learning the basic fundamentals of life saving, it's a wide area that you can go into.
Yes. Abby, I'd
Great.
like to ask you a question.
Sure.
Swimming as a form of physical activity. You know, we told as seniors that we need to remain active, and there's all kinds of advice about what kind of activity, whether it's walking, resistance, this, that, and the other. How does swimming fit into the life of seniors trying to maintain bone, muscle, ligaments, everything?
So let's look at it as not just the physical part, but improving your mental health or reducing stress or improving your mood. Um, then we look at building muscle or improving muscle. All right. So all these little things or factors work together and helps you move through freely without the extra pressure on your joints, without the extra pressure on your muscles, yet you're building because it's a full body workout. So you come in one way, but then you leave feeling relaxed, feeling comfortable, ready to tackle the day or get a good night rest.
Abby, I'm glad you mentioned mental health, that aspect of it. Let me tell you all, let me give you my story so Terry Ann could show. Terry Ann joined after me, and as Abby said, it's really a personal touch too. So Terry Ann mentioned her story in that she wasn't afraid of the water. But you see, that mental health you're talking about, my
Yes.
fear really was, and let me tell you, getting into that water to move off, Abby have endless patience, right? And I was able to, each time I had to really just calm myself. And Abby will say, like, keep center yourself. And that is so important, not just for when to learn anything you're going to learn. You really need to center yourself. And that the attempt, the several attempts for me to move off really help in terms of keeping that focus, that making sure that you are centered before you do anything. And Abby, I must say too, and I'm talking to our listeners out there who may be like me, very fearful and think, you know what, I don't want to start any swim class and feel forced I have to do that, or I have to finish within a certain amount of lessons. And with Terry Ann, was able, because she didn't have that fear, really did well, as she said, and all the techniques. I am getting there. But what I like about it is I am not feeling pressured, you
That's right.
know, and I like having someone with me swimming a lot because it helps too that when they're doing their tech and moving on, you see them advancing. It helps in terms of your mindset. So I'm saying,
Yes.
okay, I'm not going to drown, you know, it can be done. It can be done. So that helps a lot. And for adults, and I know after years of having that fear and not wanting to go into the water and not swimming, it takes a lot of it's a lot of mental strength, let me put it that way, in
Yes.
to really get over that aspect. And I must thank you again because you have that patience and never had me feeling like, oh gosh, I given up. Actually, many times I felt like giving up. And having to Terry and they say, no, you can do it, or you're doing it. Always
Yes.
encouraging, always encouraging. At no time, allow me to go down that negative route. So what I want you to share too is how what you in dealing with us as adults, what you would say your skill or what you have done to really help that mindset, to maintain that positive mindset. Let me put it that
So before I go into that or dive into that with you, let me just say this. At NASA, Northeastern Swimming Academy,
way.
you are home. When you walk in our gates, think that you are home. You are seen, you are heard, you are understood. So you're in a safe place or environment that helps you, soothes you, relax you, comforts you to get you to that point where you need to be at the end of your cycle, or even if you have to move on. So it's not about a forceful approach um, for you to swim. It is not, because every individual is different and every individual has a specific need. Therefore, every class, even though it's a group class setting, every individual within a group class setting will have a specific need, and he or she will be taught based on that need that they have. Yeah?
It's to help in terms of your mindset. So what you
Yes.
have, it will ease, you're coming in to, you're coming
Yes.
home. You're coming into a
Coming
homely
home.
environment, embracing one that you embrace, everyone that comes through that gate, to make them as comfortable as possible, and to know it is not a race. You're not being
No.
tested. You don't have to pass a course within a certain time. You go at your pace. So you've answered the question actually. Thanks. Yeah.
Great.
And I think one of the things that I think is really, really good about discovering Northeastern Swimming Academy for our seniors, and many of us know that we've got to get out, even if it is a movement out of the house. You
Yes.
have an objective to go and do something, whether you learn nothing, whether you just learn to float, and you just float to the east and float to the west, but you are out. And I think that is very often the first step that is very, very necessary. And then,
Oh yes.
yes, go ahead, Abby.
Oh yes. Flotation is ideal, but more important is the process of getting past. If there's a fear involved, let's work on that together. Let's get you comfortable and confident enough to place your face in the water and be okay around mass bodies of water. That's step
Yeah.
one. So it's understanding where you at, knowingly or unknowingly, whether there is a fear or there is not a fear. And once we get past that point, then let's work on movement.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's a step by step, progressive process.
yeah. And I think too also, Abby, for us, many of us now, and Jen, you would be part of this too, we look at the curriculum in schools, and our grandchildren, our children, they are being encouraged at really little ages to do all kinds of things, all kinds of sports. They're swimming. We've seen little, I can give one of your students a nickname, Bucket. He looks as though he should be
You
swimming
do
in a
say.
bucket, but he's there in the pool. And many of us, because we aren't confident, we can share that with our young ones, or
Yes,
on the worst end of the scale, we may pass on insecurities and uncertainties. And I
that's
think
right.
that is another reason that we who live on an island need to really get out there and like Jennifer, overcome your fears, or like me, you could stay afloat in the water, but you really could do nothing for anybody else if something happens, because you have no technique whatsoever.
That's
You
right.
know?
That's right. And
So
go ahead.
yeah,
Sorry.
no, I just think that it's important for us to realize that there are some skills that we have to, and I'm not saying having a sense of force, but it can contribute so much to building relationships, building bridges
Yeah.
with our grandchildren and children,
Yeah,
being an example to them of
that's
moving
right.
forward, and all without pressure.
Yeah.
That's right. So as you said, we live on an island, and it's not about being a pro athlete
No.
as it relates to swimming, but it's being able to self rescue, as they would call it. Learn to float, learn to tread water for at least 30 seconds, swim 50 yards. If you can't swim 100 yards, swim 50 yards.
Yeah.
Comfortable without going wall to wall, right? These simple little things over time can help you. And as you also pointed, that we sometimes or most times transfer fear to our
Yeah.
younger ones. All right. So we therefore have to change that mindset somewhere along the line. And it's how we introduce water as well to our babies, to our toddlers, is that process. It should be something that is not forceful, where our little ones has that fright and they go into flight mood when they see it. But it should be something where they respect the water, most importantly, but yet love the water and knows how to have fun, safe fun at the same time while they are learning.
Yeah.
Nabi, I totally agree. And let me reinforce what Terry Ann said about as the adults with the children, because Abby, as you know, I enrolled my granddaughter also for her
Yeah.
for the children's swimming class. And that was because when we go to the pool, I find myself just sitting and not and fearful. So they want them go deep. Actually, you only want to go in the baby pool, which is not something she wanted to do. So now I feel more confident. I build in that confidence. So when I go to the pool, I am not preventing her from really enjoying
Yes.
herself and swimming.
Mhm.
So that is very important for us grandparents or parents, you know, when they also see that we are doing it and we are not fearful, it helps.
That's
It
right.
builds them up to do that, you know.
That's
And
right.
yeah, Abby, one question I would like to ask you too is just share in terms of the difference between and the actual doing swimming and doing aquarobics. Because sometimes, and I asked this because I actually try the aquarobics. And for me, what I really wanted to do is swim. And I found I getting more out of the type of movement when I swim as against, for me personally, as against the aquarobics.
Yes.
I enjoy it more. So could you share for the audience, well, what is the difference? I mean, both are good exercises, but if you could share the
Yes.
difference.
So, as you said, both are good exercises, and everyone would have something that's suited for them.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So they will both work on or target specific areas. So, for example, yes, swimming is a full body workout, so it increases and improve all areas of your body, right? But with aqua aerobics, right, it's more at a fast pace in
Oh,
everything
yes.
that you're doing, right? So it targets your cardiovascular system. Yes, swimming does it at the same time, but it is a little more, you know, rigorous. So you got to just
Right.
keep moving and moving. Um, so basically, you just got to know what works
What?
for you and what you would want for you. Do I need
Mhm.
something that's fast paced, or do I need something that's slow and steady and I can build from there?
Okay. Yeah.
I can attest the swimming is cardiovascular because the
It
first
is.
time Abby had me go around the pool, I had to sit down on the side of the pool and pant to catch my breath when I was done in a way that I never had to when I did aerobics or any other kind of exercise. So it certainly does work. Yes, Abby, feel free to laugh at me. You knew I was sitting there.
No, no, no. No, no, you did well. You did great.
Yeah.
You didn't look winded. You didn't look winded at all when you were finished. You looked really, really comfortable. And
That's because Abby was
like,
across the pool and Jennifer was next to them. So none of them were hearing it.
I would have passed the stick.
No, no, no. But I think I think really when we look at this topic that we started for this season, turning points,
Yeah.
many of us in our cohorts, whether we're in our 50s, our 60s, our 70s, even our 80s, our 90s, because I saw recently a seniors champion where 99-year-old woman cut 12 seconds off of the freestyle record. She probably finished it in 10 minutes, but she got
She did it. Yeah.
and
That's right.
it was so very inspirational. And as I'm saying, we're talking about turning points. We're in the season of Lent. We are in a different era. We're really now comfortably in the post COVID is behind us. It's still
That's right.
around their health checks, their environmental issues. And we do realize that we have to come out of our cocoons and live vibrantly, live proactively, and we must make decisions to do something, anything
Mhm.
that
That's right.
prevents us from sitting inside and really being closed off to the world. And I really, really think that our adventures into swimming as we've done it in the last couple of weeks, Jennifer, have really given us a fantastic opportunity to, to, to have that experience of turning a corner, turning a point. Yeah.
What I found
Well, listen.
too, Terry Ann and Abby, is that into that turning point, it sometimes helps us when we encourage others to come along with us, you know, because we have friends who, yeah, you want to do it. Even when I started, I knew I wanted to do it and was chatting with other friend, and she's so cool. She know how long I want to start back, and I was able to encourage her. So we support. You get a support to go. So anytime you feel when the time comes around, and you may want an excuse not to go, you have that
Yes,
friend there
friend.
who will say, yeah, no, let's go. So it's good for those who not maybe disciplined enough or feel strongly enough to make that attempt. When you encourage a friend or two to go along with you, you're going to have fun together. You're going to have fun together. That also helps. So I just want to say that because it made a difference when I invited a friend to come along with me, and then we went along, and then Terry Ann joined. So I felt, hey, we have a little line going. We're having some fun doing it. So
That's
that's
right.
really good. Mhm.
And we can
So
also, Abby, that you also accommodate according to capacity, and people will soon see a video that shows it. Individual classes, even if you're so unsure you want to come just by yourself.
Yeah,
We,
well, yes. I also do outside of group classes. There's individual classes,
yeah,
but it's always based on availability, um, time slots. For the most part, they are limited, so it's always first come first serve basis and booking in advance.
yeah,
yeah,
Once it's available, yeah, you book in advance for it because the first person who comes, it's always going through.
yeah.
That's how our private classes are. During that time, there is absolutely nobody at the pool outside of the student and the instructor. So there's absolutely no disturbances. We have wonderful fresh air, the
yeah.
birds flying by. It's peaceful, it's quiet, it's serene. That's a place, that helps you to be centered, so you can have a great class.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, Abby, as we close up, because we're coming up on half an hour of this discussion already. Okay, so it's located on Pinto Road. Could you give your contact information, your Instagram, those things so people can find out a little bit more about you?
Sure. So our email address is nesa1tt@gmail.com. So you could always send us a message there. Our contact number 366-2303. This includes WhatsApp. If you decide to go that route, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok to view our videos, to just get a backstory if you need to. Northeastern Swimming Academy. Find us there, go through our videos, see if it touches you in any way, and if it do, join us.
And I will
We will
say,
be.
many persons have a weird view of distance, and they may say, where? Pinto Road, Arima, beyond. And
So
I will say that it is well worth it. We find ourselves, we jump in our cars and we go all kinds of places, all kinds of distances to do
that's
all
right.
kinds of things. And
That's
I would
right.
say, do not let location and geography limit you. Get together with a friend, get together on your own. It is very, very accessible, and it is well worth your mental and physical, emotional well-being, and just your body will love you for it.
And
I
that's
just,
right. And you said it well, Miss Terry. You said it well right there. So thank you for that.
I just want to also add, because of the flexibility of time for those who outside the area, that if your timing is in the morning or on a weekend, a Sunday, you have no traffic at all, It's real with ease you get there. So I just want to mention that because, sometimes you say, oh, gosh, the traffic. No, and because most of us adults, some of us already retired, we are on our own timing. So
That's right.
you can schedule, as Abby said, you could call, and as long as availability of space, you can schedule outside the busy time. Because I go in the morning very nicely, 9 o'clock, I'm good. By the time I get home, I go in my bed a little, rest a bit. But yeah, it's flexible in terms of timing, and that's what is very good also. Yeah.
Great. Great.
That's true.
So, Abby, thank you so, so much for being with us and for getting both Jennifer and I along our way to, to being
Aquatic freedom. Yes.
Yes,
Aquatic
yes.
freedom.
aquatic freedom.
That's right. That's
Wow.
the end goal. It is always aquatic freedom.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. And certainly I'll keep you in touch with my progress and Jennifer's progress. We'll keep you all in touch.
Well, I'm still there,
You're
continuing
making
until
progress. You're
Yes,
plenty progress.
indeed. Indeed.
Definitely progressing.
definitely. So thank you so very much, Abby. And
You're
we
welcome.
certainly hope that you get a lot of calls from members of our cohort who see value in joining your
Yes,
program. And certainly we'll continue to see our improvements as we go along. Great.
that's right. Yes. Thank
Okay.
you. It's such a pleasure being here. Thank you for hosting me.
Great.
Okay, thanks again.
All
So Jen, we're moving on. Swimmers. Swimmers. Hopefully we will have some of you deciding whether you go to Northeastern Swimming Academy or probably a facility that is nearer to you. And then
Mhm.
who knows, sometime in the future we'll have a big pool party where everyone is confidently
That's a
swimming
great
all
idea,
over.
Terry. And,
Yeah,
and we would have a lifeguard with us just in case.
always, always,
Yes.
always.
But that's a great idea, Terry. And that pool party.
So
Yeah.
that could be the objective. A pool party where at least half of the attendees know what they're doing in the water, realize that they know, say how to swim, have aquatic freedom, as Abby said.
I love that. Good.
50% of us have aquatic freedom. So that was our in tune session, and we're going to the other side now where we are going to talk about our next activity. Great. Mark, now we finished with that. So Jennifer, the 1st of April is All Fools Day. It's
Oh,
also
yes.
it's also the date of our next activity, but most importantly, it is Easter Monday. So it's a public holiday at the end of a long weekend, and we are going to have some fun. Not so?
Definitely. I know I love Easter time, Terry. Easter time, you know, traditionally, of course, after come right after Lent, we celebrate it. And this is Easter Sunday, you know, most of us we go to church, Christian, you go to church. And then the Easter Monday, wow, it's a celebration. It's really for you to say, yes, you could you're celebrating Easter in different ways. And
Mhm.
I found, you know, when we spoke on what is next activity, both of us agree that yes, Easter time is a great time for us to get together. And what better day than Easter Monday?
Yes, yes, yes.
So this is our plan for Easter Monday. We're calling it a Easter turn up. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, most of you would have spent the Easter weekend with family. A lot of people take the opportunity to go do family things or friends, groups of friends, or some of us take the time to go on just chill out, and some people go abroad. You'd be back by Easter Monday, or you just want to have a nice way to round off the Easter weekend with a good belly full of laughter, good liming with friends, good food and drinks. So we are, as Jennifer said, we've done all our turning points and we know exactly what direction we're heading in. So we are going to have our Easter turn up. So we are turning up for Easter Monday, and we are back with our friends at the Kaiso Blues Cafe. That location where we did our Christmas brunch, and everyone understands the environment, the ambiance was just so
Everything was
beautiful.
great. Yeah, the
Parking is
music. Yeah.
convenient, right in the yard there, there's car park, and if you have to travel, it is very accessible. The hosting, Carl Jacobs and his staff, we just said, no, we're going right back to Kaiser Blues, and we're going to have a very different type of event this time, because guess who is coming along with us? We have our own Jennifer, who's going to be there.
Errol Fabian. Yeah.
Exactly. So
And
now,
those who went with us, those who attended when we went to San Fernando Hill and had Errol as our guest, listen, we were laughing all the way back home. Every time we call,
exactly. Yeah.
Errol was fantastic then and will again continue to be fantastic. Yeah.
So this time we are planning really a different, you have to come prepared to just be involved. So it's turn up. So you have to turn up. There's no spectator sports in this one. You have to turn up and be prepared to just have fun. Look who with us, Errol. And to have a lot of activity. Yes, you're going to dance, you're going to sing, you're going to do whatever you can do. Come with your talent, turn up, and we will have a ball at the Kaiser Blues on the 1st of April. And we're going to have a very special time. As usual, we've maintained our price. It's going to be $350 a person, and you're going to have a great time. So we look forward to be hearing a lot more as we go along in the next few weeks. But start to put aside, call your friends, get everybody together, get your crews together, organize the maxi, and
Yeah, those coming from South, they organized their
south,
maxi
east,
and
west,
it's
north.
fantastic. Yeah, yeah.
Organize the maxi, and let's have a great time. So we look forward to seeing you 1st of April, Easter Monday. It's not All Fools Day. It's not a All Fools Day joke. At the Kaiser Blues, Connection 50 Plus is going to have an Easter turnout. So, great. So, Jennifer.
So we just look forward to that. So give us a call, as Terry said. We're going to be sending out all the details by tomorrow. You're going to get all the details.
Okay. So, we'll see you
And
next
we
week.
promise you, and you know, we always have lots of fun at all the events that we have.
Absolutely. So, till next week, when you'll hear more about this, and hopefully we'll have another guest talking about an interesting turning point. So, take care. Bye.
Bye.
Good.
50 Plus Tribe and follow us from Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean.
Thank you for joining us on this Connections 50 Plus 5.8G Alive show.
We hope you enjoyed the lively conversation and look forward to seeing you next week.
Don't forget to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
We really love getting your feedback. Bye for now.